Hey there, lads and lasses. This here is Thunderhand64 coming at you live from the west coast of the United States here on a Wednesday. It is a little bit past noontime. And that can only mean that it is time for some Generations Minecraft server. And today we are going to be in the survival, Generation 5 survival world. So, happy hump day, everybody. Well, if it isn't Constable Star, you should be able to see the auto shout out up there for the mighty, the one and only Lone Star himself. Please go check him out the next time he's streaming. Fellow Buffoon, how are you doing today, sir? So, Lone Star, like myself, he's a fellow Iron Maiden fan and a musician. And Lone, I think I told you that Kachi and I are going to go see them play live in LA at the end of September. That was Kachi's birthday present. So I got us the tickets, and so we're going to go see them live. Yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be very cool. And so let me see. I've been recently relearning how to play a lot of the songs. First, the two main albums for them that influenced me the most, that I'm most familiar with, is of course Number of the Beast and Peace of Mind. Those are the ones I know the most. So I've been recently going back and relearning how to do those and trying to get my hands to move like that again. I'm starting to get there. Like I can play Run to the Hills at like 70 to 80% speed now. So I'm starting to get back up there now. Yeah, you know, it's a shame that we won't get to see Nico playing, right? But it's going to be cool. It's going to be very cool. Hey, and welcome on in Boa Cars. You should be able to, viewers, see the auto shout out up there for Boa Cars. Bo, how are you doing today? All right, let's log on to the server itself. Display, there it is. I'm gonna bring back the music just a little bit more. I think right about there is good. All right. Let's make sure that I'm still in survival mode, because the last thing I was playing was and on the server here was Baby Zombie Rush. That was the last stream, so I got to make sure I'm in survival mode here, and I am. Boa Cars, I'm just complaining about the heat. Only 38 degrees C, but I had to go out in it. Ugh. We're in a bit of a heat wave here. Our mornings are pretty good, but from like 10 a.m. on is pretty tough. Okay, I think I was cleaning my inventory here. I should stash some of these rockets. Now, we recently whipped up a whole bunch of rockets here. So this is full. So I can't fit any more in there. I'm just going to put some extras right in my chest here. I'll keep about 2 stacks on me because I tend to do a lot of flying around during stream. And then, let me see here. We're going to have, we've got some junk here in the inventory that needs to be cleared out. We've got that. And that. Little inventory management. Bye-bye. Oh, this is just summer. I'll tell you, it's really beautiful here in the wintertime. I say that a lot on the stream, but SoCal is very, very nice for about 3, sometimes only 2 months out of the year. So I recently updated the server to 1.21.11, and I've pretty much brought it in line with the Buffooncraft server as far as mods and versions and whatnot. It just makes logging in and out of each particular server and map a little bit easier. And of course, it makes it easier for buffoons, if any of them should ever accept the invitation to come on Generations. It just makes it easier for them to do so. There's a little bit of tweaking I have to do in some things. As you can see in the center of the screen, I have my coordinates HUD up. I really need to get my inventory sorta. That's my New England accent. Sorta mod up to date for this. So you can see right now I'm just filling in some chunks for Voxy because Voxy is on Generations now. And I have to make some tweaks here as far as fog and things like that. So I don't really like too much of the atmospheric fog here. I think that's pretty much easy to fix though. I've tweaked it on Minecraft, on Buffooncraft, and so I should be able to do so here as well. Let me make a little tweak because this world is very stunning here. It's so cool looking. So let me just switch back over to the camp scene for a moment. And I'll do this with the display set as such. Let me see. This is going to be, here we go. Video settings down here. Sodium extras. I think it's sodium extras down here. Particles. Usually you can get things like atmospheric fog and stuff like that. Goes performance, advanced, nope, shooter packs, dynamic lights, animations, particles, details. Okay, render. Here we go. Maybe I could take off the global fog like that. Let's see what that does. And then I'll switch the display over once I get it set. Yeah, you know, that's pretty good. It's clearer now. There you go. The only thing I don't like is there's this separation between the sky and the horizon, and I forget how to fix that. But this is good enough for now. It's clearer, so we can. That's a render distance thing, I believe, and I think it's a sky setting. So you know, I can leave things off like this while I'm building, and then when I go take screenshots, I can go turn it back on. For example, there's a couple of quick things I want to be able to do here. Like raise the cloud height. So let me go do that. Options, video settings. Sky colors, sky. I think I did. Did I do that? Yeah, that's what I did there. Okay, so that fixes that. There's some way that I can change. There's cloud height. I can crank that right up to max, so I can put it above the world height. There we go. Okay, that's a little better. All right, let's do some sleeping. Gonna fly right in on, and then you can see I still need to update all of the chunks so Voxy does the thing it's supposed to do. Go fly on into our hotel suite here. Nice. Oh, you think I've done this flying thing before? Yeah, Thunder. Okay, plus we have the shader pack installed too. Yeah, I don't mind going into here on this. Video settings, shader packs. Oh, I don't have the complementary. I only have the photon on this one. Okay, I need complementary too. Complementary unbound, and I think Lone Star actually set me up with that. Yeah, okay. Apply. There we go. Done, done, and back to game. Yeah, Photon's kind of nice. It has a couple of features in there I don't really care for too much. Ooh, look at the beautiful rainbow. But you can tweak a lot of these things, like this fog over the sea. You could tweak a lot of that. A lot of the lighting effects and things like that. Complementary Unbound allows you to do the same thing. Get my shadow tracking on the ground here. But this looks super beautiful. Let's actually, since we're going to be working on this today, let's do some of this. Boom, right here. Now, one thing I said I was going to do that I did not do, I need to get around to, is I said I would, in the VOD, I would post the credit to the person from which, the source from which I got this little oven here, which I think is super cool. It is daytime. How come they're not coming down to their stations? Are their stations blocked again? Is it because this one has a stair on top of it? Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, they've come down. They've come down to cook their breakfast. Good enough. You see, we're getting a little reflection on the iron door there on the fridge. We were thinking, you know, we want a stovepipe for the oven, but we were also thinking, I've already put these features on the outside. Maybe that's what these can be. Now, right now, they just terminate right into those blocks in the ceiling, so maybe we should carry these, upward. But I think while we're working, we'll shut off the shaders. Shader packs disabled. Apply and done. 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 Done, 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 done. And back to game. Okay, there we go. All right, let's get some of these. And we'll change out some of those blocks too. We'll make some sort of interface block between there and there. So that's what the tough brick wall units. I think I was doing some cleaning up the last time I was here. We're also going to need what? No, I think we're good. Yeah, we can unload some of this stuff here. There's my redstone stuff. Okay, cool. The tough brick wall units. I don't think I'm going to have any of those hanging around. They're going to be handy. I might have to glide down and go get some out of the depot. I think I put those away a little prematurely. Yeah, it looks like I did. Ark. All right. Those are going to be right over here. Here we go. Polished tough walls. What do I want for an interface block there? Maybe just the tough bricks. We don't have cracked tough bricks, though. That kind of sucks. But I'll keep those there. Tough brick wall. There we go. We're great. We're golden. We're good. I love this place. I say that every time I'm here, but it's true. Let's just pillar up right here. And then we can just do that. We can make like an interface block there. I wish there was some way I could fit a campfire in there so I can get the smoke coming up and out. But if we look topside now on these, yeah, I don't want to build these huge chimneys. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I just want to have something like maybe that. Fuck. I suppose I could squeeze something in there. Maybe I could do that. I suppose I should change the scene back over since Constable Star didn't bust me on that. But welcome on in, Nova. Hawk, indeed. Hawk, indeed. Welcome on in, Mr. Relic. How are you doing? You should all see the auto shout out there for the Prime Buffoon himself. I am doing excellent, thanks. I have a fine Bellhaven going here for Wednesday. I have Generations pretty much updated now and pretty much in line with Buffooncraft now, so switching back and forth is pretty easy. I mean, it's always pretty easy because I use a launcher for it, but I like to keep both servers pretty much in line with each other. Just makes things easier. What are you working on today, sir? Why did I put that there? Was that temporary? I think it was. That was to secure our happy guest while we were transporting the villagers up here. That's what this was for. Okay. I tell you, you log on here just every other week, and, we have Baby Zombie Rush, we have the survival world here, and we have the Buffooncraft server, and it's trying to keep this all straight in my head. Okay. There we go. I suppose I could squeeze a campfire. I'm doing some penetration testing on a customer. Oh, thanks for specifying that that's customer environment. Off color implication there. Off next week, so counting the days down, I need a break. I think if I did something like this upon the roof, and I put a couple of stair units right there, I think I should be in pretty good shape. Let's see if I have anything around here with which I can do that. But first we need to do some sleeping. There we go. Let's do this. Let me see. I should have some stairs. If not, I could just craft some up. I'd rather not, though. I would rather just use what we have. What about campfires, though? I should still have campfires right here. And yeah, I think I'm going to have to craft some. Ugh. And I think stairs are going to have to be crafted from these. Not those, these. Hands, please. There we go. Well, okay, I can nick them, though, to get the wax off of them. Yeah, 12 should do it. Let's fly topside. And then we have to resume. Probably one of the tasks I enjoy the least in Minecraft, and that's interiors. I really need to pressure Dora to come on here and do some interiors. There's one thing I did forget. I wanted to... well, you know what? I can do that without that. Yeah, I wanted to pressure Dora into coming on here and doing some of these interiors with me. Because she is the undisputed queen of the interiors. Let's see if we can get away with doing something like... something like this. And then maybe we can do something like that without making it too obvious. You know, I don't want to go too tall with these stacks, but then again, you know, it does give them a pretty good feature. I think if I put a block over that, the smokes might still come out. Maybe, maybe not. I gotta try to remember how to do this. So if I do that, does it... Okay, we're good. We're good. Is that too much? Yeah, that's kind of good, actually. It slows it down a little bit, so... I like that. I like it. All right, let's try that. And you know what might be a little less obtrusive because we can see it from the bottom. Actually, this might work out better. Hold on. But I will be able to see up through there, huh? Let's see what this does. Yeah, you know, I'm not liking the look of that. I mean, I could put some copper features on the inside instead of the outside, but I don't know. I think I'm going to like... You know, that's not bad. This breaks up the roof design a little bit. Eventually, I'm going to grade these a little bit better. This is really just sketched out with the blocks. And I'll texture it and grade it a little bit better. There we go. And we'll let those oxidize. So we should still be getting some smoke coming up from there. And of course, once I break that fire, it's back into charcoal as that. Og. Let's do that. Let's do this. And then we'll go about setting up the same thing here. And we'll do a little something like that with a little something like that. Then we can do that, and we should be in business, right? It's cool. It keeps the particles down, and it's a reasonable amount of smoke coming from the kitchen. Of course, it depends on who's doing the, quote, cooking down there. Okay, we got to remember to nick these with a hatchet. So, oh yeah, we need to break these. Ow, ow. No, hands, please. Done and done. All right, so we can do this. We can do this. Over if you're still there and you can hear me. How long is your break? If you don't mind me asking. I hope it's at least a week. Me, I have jury duty starting tomorrow. All this week. Maybe I won't have to go in if I'm lucky. I mean, I didn't mind doing that when I was younger, you know, doing my civil duty. But I've done that plenty of times now, and I'm getting kind of old, and it's like, yeah, I don't want to do that kind of stuff with humans anymore. Okay, this one's not releasing. Is it the order in which the blocks are being placed? Or do they just build up and stop after a while? Yeah, I think they do. I mean, okay, I don't know. They seem to be going again. That's good enough. Yeah, I like that. Again, I don't want a lot of smoke pouring out of there, but let's pull back and let's see what this looks like from a distance. Yeah, that's cool. It adds some roof features on there now. Gaston! Hello, buddy. Hey, what happened there? I don't remember that. Let's see what we've got here. Is copper over here? I think it is. We have the oxidized chiseled copper. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think that's what I have in the corners over there. Do I have any honeycombs here with which I can fix the setting on that? I thought I did. The other thing I have to do is, as I always say on stream, I have to remember not to pan the camera around too fast. Okay, that one's already waxed. That needs some wax, and there we go. Hey, buddy. Let's do that. Then we can unload some of these other things here and commit ourselves back to our interiors. Let's do this and that. There we go. Trade some of these off. There we go. Okay, cool. Is it time for a little shut-eye? I think it is. I think it'd be that time. All right. Cilantro. Okay, here we go. Oh, did I not put the windows up in there? Let's see. No windows. No windows. I thought I had windows in here. This is good. I mean, I'm finding like little loose ends here that need to be tied up. No glass there. Excuse me, sir. There you go. None there. I don't remember removing all that glass. I thought I had some glass up here in each one of these, or at least a trap door. Yeah, I don't think I did. I think it may be the wood trap doors would look good in there, but I think I was going more for this tinted glass. But I was thinking I wanted it to be brighter. That's probably why. I didn't want it to be so dark in there, right? So, yeah, I have some white stained glass. Maybe this will do, but it might just like blend into the wall blocks a little too much. The cool thing I like about this is it gives you depth on both sides. So, yeah, I think that's good enough, right? Yeah. Herm, it's getting a bit drafty in here. Herm. All right, all right. Herm. We could just do this. I think we'll be fine. That should be 4 of them. Right? 2 here. And then we should have 2 here. Yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. Very cool indeed. So last week I got myself set up with some Audio Technica. These are the MX40B. The ATH MX M40X Audio Technica. So one of the problems that we were having with music production here, Kachi and I, was trying to get a good sound out of the bass through Ableton and through the Zoom L12 board over here. And we're having a lot of trouble with that. But a big part of that turned out to be just headphones. Even the most expensive gaming headphones tend to have things like bass boost or treble boost, like it'll boost the highs. It boosts certain frequency ranges and it cuts other ones. And so when you're trying to produce music with that, it artificially changes the sound. And, you know, so expensive gaming or even listening headphones, not good for music production. So I got these. These have a very, very flat response now, so they don't affect the sound. It's pretty much the authentic sound of whatever you're getting, in our case, the bass, right? And so, oh my God, what an improvement. And they're not that expensive either. They're just a little over $100 US, I think. And it's like, I really wish I would have gotten these like 5 years ago. So if you're producing music, headphones with a flat response. I mean, I knew they mattered, but I didn't think they mattered this much. And oh my God, do they. Okay, here we go. That's not too bad. So most of my music experience is playing out live during the 80s and the 90s. But producing music nowadays is a whole different universe. So hardly any of that experience is applicable now. Just the equipment and the general knowledge base is so completely different. For example, when you're playing bass live in most of those venues, strings don't really matter that much. They do. The type of string brands and the string types, flat wounds, round wounds, nickel, stainless, they matter a little bit, but not that much. Recording, however, strings are huge. Oh my God, they make a giant difference. And so that was another troubleshooting milestone Kachi and I made, is just switching out the strings on the bass and putting some good round wound nickel roto sounds on there. And wow, do they sound beautiful. So, things like strings and headphones, huge leaps in the recording now. So, all right, what can we do now? We have essentials here. We have a range for cooking here. We have a little bit of storage here. Some suggested storage up there. We have that hidden by these, but we might be able to hide those with the barrels, but I don't know. I think that's good enough. So a couple of more kitchen amenities, appliances and whatnot, features. We need a sink somewhere, and I was thinking on putting it right here in the middle. So, I mean, that should be pretty easy to do. And we have new blocks that we can use too. So we have the shelf units. Those can be put in there too. So, but let's work on sinks. Now, I don't have a preconceived idea for the sinks today, so we're just going to place some blocks and try to come up with some from memory and whatnot. I mean, the obvious is to just stick some cauldrons here, right? Right? I mean, you could stick some cauldrons there and then maybe do a similar thing like this, except because you don't want to leave the front faces like that. Right? And then maybe you can put some water in. Now, I have my vanilla tweaks on. You know, maybe I should turn vanilla tweaks off for this one. Or what am I saying here? It's not vanilla tweaks. It's redstone tweaks. There we go, from Rexstone. I mean, that's great for Baby Zombie Rush, but there we go. That looks a little better. Now we could do a little something like this. Right, and then we can put some cabinetry on either side. Maybe some more barrels, because they kind of look like kitchen cabinet doors. So let's see if I have any more barrels. Put some barrels on either side. Another thing, though, is the chiseled bookshelf would look kind of cool there, too. Let's see if we have any barrels first. Composter. Sometimes the loom makes a good looking cutting board. Yeah, let's see what we're going to need here. Yeah, here are the barrels. So I'm thinking, let's stick a barrel onto one of these, but where would the cutting board make more sense? I guess it doesn't really matter. I was thinking on putting the barrel over here because they're a little further away from those barrels, but you know, at the same time, I'm not sure it makes sense to have this over here. Because you would bring, let me see, talk about overthinking. Bring the food out of the fridge. Cutting board, wash and rinse. I mean, you know, that would be the dishwashing rack, I think. And, you know, maybe you could put another one there like that. I didn't want to put the fridge right up against the wall like that because I think it's just a little too obnoxious. But here, maybe we can put those chiseled bookshelves here and stack those up on either side of the fridge. Maybe that would look better. Let's put a loom right here for the cutting board, and we'll see what that looks like. We're also going to have to consider some lighting. Taking a belt of Belhaven here. Since number one son, Biggity, is of drinking age now, we're having fun exploring all the ales and stuff. So he likes the Belhaven. He was here briefly for Kachi's birthday for a weekend. He flew back home for that. He likes the Belhavens, and then I'm going to introduce him to the Belhaven Wee Heavies. But that's going to have to be on a day where he doesn't have anything to do because those will put you out. They will definitely put you out. It's nap time after that. Um, I was thinking, let's try this. Which side am I on? Not the correct side, that's for sure. That's for certain. So I was thinking, this is kind of like a dish rack over here. And sometimes you have the dish rack that's over the sink, but I don't know. I think that's a little too much, right? Yeah, sure. Okay. So that might not be too bad, like a dish rack kind of thing. The other thing is, you could put a trap door there too. But I don't know, this is kind of cool because if you look at it, it's the way the item, the block sits on there, it's hovering just above the surface, so that's kind of cool. And the barrel straps kind of line up with the rails, so I think that's good. I think that's good. Let's go get ourselves a loom. Let's go see what's involved in making one of those because I haven't made one in ages. Let's see. Here we go. Dark oak planks. Okay, just some planks and some string. Of course, I just incinerated my string a little bit earlier, didn't I? Fuck! Yeah, thunder, please. Why are those in here? Oh, from bringing the villagers in. That's right. All right, let's go fetch some string. That's gonna be right other side. Other side. Fuck. Looks like we have some little bit of moderation to do. See ya. All right. That is the target of my destination there. So a couple of things. After we have these apartments done and have the roof and the lighting, yeah, that's not my lighting choice. That's temporary. We have 2 projects that we have to do, and we have to decide upon next. One of them will be moving the iron farm from there to there and setting up a super cool iron farm and putting the iron trade hall over there too and making that all its own thing over there. That's going to be fun. And the other project we need to do is to move this early game but extremely high-powered, surprisingly high-powered mob farm from here, and then we need to give it its own space out here somewhere. We need to find a location for it. We still want to keep it open, so maybe some of these islets out here, maybe it'll be in some of the emptier areas in the archipelago here. Like maybe it'll be right in about here. There are some performance considerations for that. But we'll make one of those mega mob farms. Not the Etho type, the Nembom type. We'll probably put it like right about here. It depends too on how it is orientated. Because what I am going to do is down here in the depot, I'm going to have these large cavernous tunnels splitting off in each direction. So this will be storage over here. And then at this angle here, I tell you, Charlie, I've got an angle. This angle here, this will lead out to the mob farm. And then I have a couple of other angles here that I need to pursue. Like, I have a tunnel that needs to go out this way to something. And this is going to be a big task. But we're going to move the pumpkin melon farm and the cane farm. So that might go in this direction just further out. And then we'll have another tunnel here. So we'll have 5 tunnels, each at like 72 degrees. As close to that as I can approximate right in through there in each one. So storage system that would be project number 3 though. We've been getting by without it for a very, very long time. But that's going to have to be a thing. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here. We need a string, right? That's what got me talking about this. Let's see if I have any here. Gee, arrows, anyone? I think I cleared this out recently. Yeah, I did. I don't need a lot of string. I need just enough. But I haven't been making any spiders. Uh-oh. Oh, that's right. I set that up so it wouldn't spawn spiders. What do you know? I do not have a spider farm. I do not have a source for string. Okay, that's going to have to go on the list. But I have plenty of these, unfortunately, chest monsters laying around, which is a little embarrassing. And the area at least mapped out for the storage area, which turns out to be probably one of the best slime farms I've ever built. Usually I've been incinerating things like strings. But we're going to have to break for our ad pretty soon. We just locate this stuff and then we're done. Because I seldom use that stuff often enough to have a lot of it laying about. You know what I'm saying? I have played this game before. I promise. Wow, really, Thunder? I might have some... Sometimes on these building sites, you know, you just accumulate a lot of that stuff from mobs. I really don't need a lot of it. Am I going to have to go on a side quest for string? Talk about embarrassing. Would this get me kicked out of Buffooncraft? Not worthy. Yeah, I think I'm... This thing really needs to be decorated properly. And the redstone needs to be updated too, because I've learned so much about redstone since then. I wonder if it's back in the historical district, if we have any. Yeah, there we go. Well, we have one piece of string, everyone. Surprised I'm not being overrun by mobs right now, actually. That should be enough. To make a single loom, that should do it. Well, that was an embarrassing amount of searching to have to do just to get some string. Let's fly on over. And then we'll do our ad break. We definitely need to take an ad break. Look at how beautiful this place is. I never get tired of this place. Never, ever, ever. Very well. We will take a break for about 3 minutes to run some ads to disable the pre-roll for the more recently joining viewers, after which we will be right back. Hey there, and we're back. Back for the second half. And making as minimal progress as possible today. Not a bad thing though. We're just chilling and just hanging out today. So we were working on sinks, and we were trying to build a loom. That's what we were trying to do. Okay, so we have the string. We what need? We need some planks, right? Is it 4 or is it just the 2 like this? Yeah, there we go. I'm thinking this loom might make good for a like cutting board kind of feature. Here we go. And I think they're pretty much the same from all sides, right? This, I don't mind the face of this showing, but I would like to have these faces covered up. Now, these tend to look like the oven doors, that's why they're here. But I wouldn't mind having something along the fronts of those. So let's see what we have to work with. I mean, trapdoors are the obvious choice, right? But if only there was something that acted like that. Well, I mean, trapdoors would be the obvious one first, right? So let's just see what we have to work with there. You know, we do have those pale oak trapdoors. I want to avoid using the spruce ones. I think I'm getting a little tired of those. I guess we could use the dark oak ones as well. Let's try the pale oak. Let's see what the pale oak looks like. The other thing I was thinking of too is maybe using item frames. Yeah, we might be able to do that. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's load those and keep those ready just in case. Just in case we're being a little fickle about that, you know, we have the options. Really, but no pale oak, huh? Did I bring some pale oak with me? I think I did. I might have the pale oak logs from which I can craft the desired items. I'm probably looking right at them because, you know, early onset dementia, senility, you know, all that kind of stuff. Trying to think, because sometimes I have to remember what server I'm on and what I have and what I don't have. I might not have any pale oak. I might not have any. I thought I did, though. I thought I had me some pale oak. Yeah, I must, because look, I've got the pale oak sapling, right? And I have the closed eye blossom, so I probably have that pale oak somewhere. I probably just brought it down here. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Pale oak slabs. No trap dough is though, so let's do that. Yeah, that's not how you craft those. Let's remember what those look like. Let's just slap them down and have a look. Those aren't too bad. In fact, you know what? Actually, those make better looking oven doors than the birch. So while I don't think I'm going to use those for the countertop faces, I think I'm going to switch out those birch. Just so we don't rip off our source 100%. We do a little bit of originality there. Let's see what those look like in place of these. Those are pretty good looking oven doors though. But let's see what the... I don't know, folks. Which looks better? We have the pale oak. I mean, because the handles are so prominent and stuff. And then we have the... Then we have the birch. I don't know. I kind of think the birch looks better. I think our source made the right choice the first time. I mean, it's a little weird having the yellowish color of the birch there. Oh, what happened? Did the other one get burned in the fire? Yeah, I think those make better looking oven doors. We should still have some more over here somewhere. What, am I going to have to craft some of these? Please. For God's sake. All right, all right. I'm actually undoing my own work here. Why do I build so slow? That might be one of the reasons. All right, there we go. Yeah, I think those look better. Okay, with that said, let's see what the pale oak then looks like as a facing for these. I mean, that's not bad looking, right? That looks pretty good. One thing I'd like to have is like a splash guard up against here, but you know, I mean, you do stuff like it just, yeah, no, no. It'd be cool if we could have something like that, though. But I don't know. Maybe if I did item frames or something, but you know, you could do something like you could have item frames with like a tile pattern on them. But one of the problems is we have the walls here are 1 block thick. So if I just swap out these blocks, then I'm going to end up with, I'm going to change these out on the back side, and I do not want to do that. Another thing might be stair units there, but I don't think so. I think that's a little too claustrophobic. All right, let's do a little bit of sleeping. Super cool. Last night I got to help out OPG a little bit. He wanted to know my method for converting the 3D models and voxelizing them and then making the schematics and then rebuilding those in Minecraft, reproducing those in Minecraft. So I met with him online last night, shared screen on Discord, walked him through that, and he's going to try it out now. So that's going to be really cool. Can't wait to see what he builds with that. Yeah, you know, I think that's going to do it. I think that's going to be good enough for that. I don't think there's any sense in carrying this over to here. I think this is good enough. Plus, it adds a little bit of depth change and stuff, so I like that. You know, we can put some shelving units up here, right? And those might be trapdoor shelves. Maybe. We're going to have to do something about lighting as well. Yeah. I really wish you could put item frames on the bottoms of things. Because that would be a cool way to do lights, right? But, all right, I know for certain I want 2 of those chiseled bookcases right there. So let's do that. Have to remember how to make them, of course. Or maybe just book. Or book, as Mrs. Thunderhair would say. Cutie. So we need warped planks and then the slabs. All right. Here's a good chance to do some inventory management. Slabs. Planks. I said warped planks, but just planks and slabs. Planks and slabs. Slabs and planks. Let's get rid of that for right now. No. I thought I had some barrels here somewhere. Not on this side. They're over here. We'll do a little inventory management. Hawk. We can do that. That and that. Do that. Good. All right, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. So I think it's what, this, and then this, and let's just craft up 2 of these and see what they look like. I think this is going to do the trick. Kind of like this, right? I mean, and you know, I don't know if I'm going to do armor stands or something up here. One of the things about this is it occupies this entire block here. So, yeah, shelving, that means shelving has to start from here and move over, because otherwise you're going to be able to see that on the side. Not going to be cool. Thinking maybe the acacia shelves there would look pretty cool. Oh, you know what I could do? Is if I did these shelves right, I could put the shelves on the top side of these blocks. So I can still, yeah, okay, there we go. All right, now, should we use the acacia shelves or... I kind of like the acacia shelves because it looks like they have the bars. Right? And so it just adds like, it just fills out a little more detail and stuff, right? Yeah, let's do that. I'm excited now that I came up with a solution for that. And I should have some of those down in the depot. And again, you know, I have to keep running down here and getting items and stuff, but number 1, it's not too far away, and number 2, this is also active inventory management, so it's just pulling things out of these. Oh wait, signs too. Oh wait a minute. Instead of those pale oak trap doors for the facing of that, signs might look actually better for that. Signs might look better for that. Because they're thinner, they don't stick out quite as much. Signs might look better. Maybe we'll have to check out some of those and see what we have for options. Armor stand saddles. What am I looking for here? Burnt, got that. We came down here for the acacia shelves. Trapdoors. I really need that inventory sort. I have to update my inventory sort. Is that a mod? Resource pack? Data pack? I think it's a data pack. No, that's a mod, come to think of it. Yeah. I really have to update that. I attempted to load it the other day, but I had the wrong version. That was a little odd. I don't know, Nova, if you're still there, but I duplicated everything over from the mod list and everything from Buffooncraft to Generations, as far as, the Fabric Loader version, the Minecraft version, the API, and all of the mods versions. I don't, of course, have all of the mods on this that we have on Buffooncraft because I excluded the lore mods and all of those things, right? But for some reason, the inventory sort that we use on Buffooncraft is not compatible here for some reason. I was getting wrong version and stuff, and I'm thinking, well, why does it work on Buffooncraft and it doesn't work here? Did you do something, sir? Did you just go into the file and just update the file and update it that way and patch the version? Because I did that with the data pack for the coordinates hub that you can see there. Yeah, I had the wrong version initially, and I just went in and I just changed some of the code lines to make it. It was something to do with the time, the way it read the timestamp. I had the 26.1 version, and it reads time differently than this version does. The 1.21.11. Do I have any acacia features here at all? Right there, baby, right there. Ow. My cranium. What am I doing for time here? 1:30. We have 30 minutes left of the stream. That's a lot of time, man. Wrong side. There we go. All right, so I'm thinking. If I do that, right, then I can deal with this. And I wonder, should I carry it all the way over? Maybe not. And I might be able to use invisible item frames to place blocks on there, or I might be able to do it with armor stands or mini blocks. But I'm kind of digging this. That also means I can't put things on the fridge if I bring this all the way over. But I think I'm good there, though. I think I'm good. I don't know. I'm liking this. We are going to have to do something in regards of lighting, though. But I think I have an idea for that. I think I have an idea for that. I don't know if I want to put the signs here now or not. I kind of like this, so we'll have to see what happens. I'm also going to need the spouts for the sink. That's usually just the levers, right? Where's my redstone? My tech kits. And I should have some levers. Not levers, they're levers. Right there, baby, right there. These make pretty good spouts for sinks, like when you do that and that. Oh, darn. Okay. I hadn't considered that. There. Okay. Okay, that's cool. All right, now I do have some things that need to be worked out here, but let's hold those off for a little bit, and we can at least update each of the. We can update each of the suites with this stuff anyway, so we can do that. And that's going to feel good. That's going to feel like I've accomplished way more than I actually have. Just because there's visually more stuff to look at. Any progress is good progress. All right, let's use these to put in all of the shelving. We can do that first since we already have them in the inventory. Now we're going to need to start those like that. So when we hook. So when we put in the levers, they will end up in the desired position. No. Absolutely not. No. You, sir, are confined to quarters. And it's for your own safety. Good. Okay, we were installing shelves, right? That's what we were doing. Like this. Wow, I really like that. I was hoping the color change wouldn't be too garish, but I don't know. You've got some kind of pink in the jungle wood. So I don't know, the red and the orange component in the acacia. I don't know, it seems to work out pretty good. I like it. Yeah, I do like this. Very nice. Shelving complete. Putty, please. Oh my God. Just like a real cat, always underfoot. set, of course. 4 barrels. Well, there's 1 barrel. Trying to avoid crafting up things that I already have. Well, come on in, Tone, and thanks for the redeem. How are you getting on there, sir? Hey, man, here lurking. Appreciate the lurk, as always. I'm all right. Hi. You should all see the auto shout-out up there for our honorary buffoon. The mighty, the one and only, Waylander Tone. Let me see, barrels, right? How do you do barrels? I think I need slabs for barrels. Right. Not slabs for slabs. Slabs for barrels. Like that. Huh? There. I get a lot of satisfaction out of this assembly line kind of building like this. Because, as I say, you know, I feel like I'm accomplishing a lot. And I don't have to think too hard about it once I have it worked out. Crouch and place. Done. Let's see. We need these in place. Oh, so now it doesn't do it. Why, you... That looks so cool up there. I am thinking, though, maybe I should have some shelf units right here, just to give some sort of symmetry right there, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Let's do the oak trap doors. We'll do those next. Let's see. Yeah, the pale oak trapdoors specifically. So we're going to need what? We need 12 of these total, I think. Or maybe just not. No. No. Actually, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. We need the looms. And the looms, we need the string. And we're particularly low on string. To try to remember where I'm going to be able to get some of that. I mean, I have one piece in the chest. I'm going to need what? 一二三四五. Leo, I already have one, so I need 5. You know, maybe down below there's still a spider spawner down there. I can't believe this. This is so embarrassing. So down here, sometimes there are abandoned mine shafts. We also have the amethyst farm down here too, and that might still have in it some junk chests that may have to it may contain the remains of spiders past. I tell you, I love building these farms. These are so cool. Yeah, see, I have some junk chests here. Maybe there's some string in here from... You know, I'm going to need these for the sink, so... Anything else I can grab while I'm down here? Like, we've got some goodies down here. Well, evidently I didn't whack too many spiders when I was here last. Wow, I haven't farmed this place in quite some time. Oh, wait, I know where those are. Hold on. Wait, a tick? Let's get some nourishment here. It looks like I have 16 minutes left to the stream. Okay, sure. I think that stuff's over here. It might be up a bit. Oh, I forgot we have some chests down there too. Yeah, see, we have an abandoned mine shaft right here. And so, if there aren't any spider spawners left up here, which wouldn't surprise me that we've taken them all out, maybe there are just some cobwebs I can pull down. Did I hit my head on that or something? Ha! Look at that, would you? I mean, it'd be nice if I just had some cobwebs I could pull down, right? But I think I've already done that, to be honest with you. Yeah, I might have already done that. I might have just, like, cleaned out those. What do we have here? Smite 5? Yeah, we might be good here. We might be good. So what we could do is we could fashion ourselves a quick little spider spawner here. Oh, yeah. Let's not open this up. We can steal some blocks from over here, though. This. I don't think there's anything over on this side, though. Oh, we got another one right here. I'm surprised I didn't build these out, but I'm not really surprised. Just a little bit surprised. Oh, dear. Now, you may be wondering, how are there mobs in a Mushroom Island? That's because the Mushroom Island biome does not extend downward. And you can get things like abandoned mine shafts in which mobs will spawn. Where did that creepy go? There you are, creepy. Yeah, that would have been quite inconvenient. Let's do this. Like that. Okay, we're going to need to do that. And then what? We're going to need to put a couple of buckets of water in the back. Yeah, I wasn't counting on building a spider farm today, people. But, typical generation stream. Good enough. Okay, I think I can make a sort of collection chamber here. I would need what? I would need a couple of... I'm going to need some hoppers. All right, so I need my tech boxes. And again, I'm going to make, believe me, the simplest of spider farms. How am I doing for time here? I have 9 minutes to whack out this farm. Can I do this? Let's do the sleeping. Got a little belt of Bellhaven. This string thing has been long overdue, so long overdue. So we have that. Should have hoppers in these. One of these shulkers has chests in them. We'll bring some extra for collection. I should have plenty of water here. I think I only really need 2 buckets of water. Let me see. We'll bring along some slabs with us. I think we're good. What is the other thing I wanted? Were there wall pieces or just fences? I like to use the wall pieces because sometimes if I don't have a sword on me, I start swinging with the hatchet, the axe, and then I bust the wooden fence, and that's really bad. I could use iron bars too, but... the good thing about iron bars is it lets them come out a little bit, but... yeah, I think the wall units are good enough. Let's just use those. I think we're good. I think we're good. That should be enough. All right, I'm going to have to carry that up a little further. So I don't have to do this every time. Okay, now this isn't really that grand, but you know, I don't need that much room, really. So I'm thinking, yeah, I do that sometimes. I'm thinking like this, maybe back even a little bit more. I really don't think I'm going to get that much here, but I think I'm being pretty optimistic here. Overkill much? Yes, all the time. I am a buffoon. All right, so I'm thinking something like this. And then like this ought to be enough of a kill chamber like that. I mean, technically I don't really even need those. I just need a double chest in the front. That should be good enough, but oh, for God's sakes, Bah, please. That should be good enough. Cool. Then I'm thinking we do something like we put the wall units. Maybe across there like that. We get those there like that. And then we're going to need the slabs. I think the slabs can fit like right under here. And I think that's good enough. I think that'll do it. Now, what we can do here So we can go knock a hole in the back. We're not quite over far enough there. Is it here? Yeah, there it is. Now we're going to have to do this kind of quickly. That's going to have to do that. And then that. And then that. That should take care of all the lighting. Then that. We should be good. Oh, I can already hear him squeaking away there. Hey there, buddy. Okay, I want to stand back a little bit. There should be enough. I think their spawn area is somewhat reduced here, but... So you can see my collection is a little bit ambitious, considering what I'm doing here, so... how are we for lighting in there? Did I sweep away all the lighting? I think I did. Now, I think spacing also has quite a bit to do with this. Thankfully, we do not need a lot of string. And I could expand this later. If I even want to put this here, I might not. Because I can have the spider, you know, I can always make a spider farm anywhere. It doesn't have to be right here at the base. There he is. I almost have enough. Let me see. A loom uses 2. So 2, 4, 6. Actually, I do have enough. I'm fine. There should be plenty. We'll bring some extra just in case. All right, not bad. Not bad. Okay, thought they were down here. Right. Let's just unload whatever we have here. We can unload those. Actually, you need some planks, right? Ulio. Yeah, 6 is that. Just precisely how many we need. Let's leave our redstone out. Our tech kits. You know, sometimes the hoppers make interesting looking sinks as well. So... chests. We could do that, and then let's go craft up some looms. Done. Nice. Put our cutting boards in place. Wow, hey, you know, we could, if we were sharp, we could turn that around. I wonder. Let's try not to cook ourselves here. But what happens if I do that? Wow, you know, I like that a lot. I like that even better. I mean, viewers, what do you think? You know, we have this. And, you know, then we have, let's look at a finished one, which should be over here. Then we have this. You know what? I'm going to leave this one intact. I'm going to set up the other ones. Like this for now. There's always that too. That's another variant, right? Because now, again, it gives some change in depth. In fact, I think I like this. This is like a compromise between the two. That looks pretty sleek, though. That looks pretty sleek. The other thing is this kind of thing, too, where we can... The cool thing about using a hopper for one of these is that you get the drain, but if that's in front of it, then you're not going to see that, right? Like that kind of looks in some ways a little bit more like a sink. But if you do that, it looks just the same, right? So oh, that got fried in the fire. Oh, campfire. Lucky we got the extra string. Well, we're not lucky. That wasn't luck that we brought the extra string. That was being smart. Which is a rare occurrence in the stream. Oh, a crafter as a decorative block. Huh, something to think about. Something to think about. Okay, but back to the task at hand. Some planks. Some string. String! Where are you? Where did my chopping block go? Calm down. My cutting board. Yeah, wow, does that look cool? I like it. I so like that. Let's see here. We need more of these pale oak trap doors. Dude. Right there. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. No. You're not going outside. Stop that. Stop it. Wow, I do like that. I do like that a lot. I do like it when I blunder upon something that actually looks good. Now, getting these to orientate is tricky sometimes. I mean, I don't know what that would be, but it's there. But we do have those two. I guess you could still do that, right? Maybe. Maybe, Bobby baby. How much time do I have left? No, I'm 8 minutes past. You know, I want to at least stick those two things in there. So let's do that. And then we'll call it a stream. I feel like I'm making too much progress here to give up right now. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be giving up, but I mean to end the stream. But you can go over a couple minutes. Obviously, today's Wednesday. I think I'm good for going over a few minutes. I think I am. That being said, we gotta hurry. Yeah, the chisel bookshelves. That's what we were doing. And we need slabs. And we need planks. Yeah, we have slabs and planks. And we need, what, 6 of these things? Good. Oh, I like that. I should probably. Can I? Just barely. Pose for a screenshot. Maybe something like that. For my thumbnail. Like that. Okay. Must not forget to do that. I guess the other way might be like... That might not be a bad one. But, you know, my webcam panel kind of covers that up. Okay, let's go craft them up. We need 6. 1、2、3、4、5、6. Like that. We already have those thunder. I mean, that's actually an ideal spot for a trash can, isn't it? Maybe under the stairs? I don't know. I mean, that's not so bad, though. I like that. That's cute. Right? Heck yeah, people. Maybe we can put an extra shelf right here to kind of do something there. Four of those. Four of those. Jungle, that's jungle. Acacia. Trap. Doa. Right there. Of course, now that I'm in blind panic mode. I mean, what do you think? Too much? Yeah, it's stupid. Okay. Let's not. I think that'll do it. Man, I like this. And then, maybe we can take this out and put like a little rubbish bin there in the corner. But a nice decorative looking one. Maybe under the stairwell. Maybe. But anyway, that'll do it for today's Generations stream. Let's see if there's anyone to whom we would like to raid out. I've been foregoing raids lately, so okay, well, Lux is streaming Minecraft, and it looks like he's on Buffooncraft server. That definitely means we have to raid out to him. And I actually don't get to raid out to Lux hardly ever, so this is a treat. Okay, let's do this. There, in the chat, viewers, you can see the raid message. You can copy and paste it into the chat if you would like to join us along on this raid to one Lux J Gaming. Fellow Buffoon, family-friendly viewers, be reminded that his stream is intended for mature audiences. There's some language and some shenanigans there, as usual, but Lux is a really cool dude. He's a lovable oaf. His own worst enemy most of the time, but we love him. We have a lot of shared communities, so chances are you'll see a lot of people there that you know. I'm going to log off the server at this point because we have a thunderstorm. There we go. Let's switch to the camp scene. Just remember that we do this Generation stream every Wednesday from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Our next stream will be on Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Standard Daylight, whatever. And that will be Buffooncraft SMP, and we are making quite a bit of progress in there, so that is really cool. And then on Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time will be Kachi time, and Kachi and I have been streaming Black Mesa lately, so I'm not sure what he's going to do there, but we'll see. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, your evening, your morning, wherever you happen to be. Join us again next time. We are raiding out to Lux right now. Bye for now, everyone.